give you a rename card if you don't squeal. And also, you can get one from Zone for giving him a porno mag. He gives you a rename card, and he gives you a the Shiva card. So that's gonna be a slight detour as far as the Zone side bit, but I'll be able to rename him, so it's not a. I almost had a heart attack that I was gonna have to restart this game again. So, I'm going to not fight anything in the Fire Cavern other than Ifrit. I'm here to kill the boss and nothing else. And if you have any questions about FF8 or anything in the chat, I am watching. Yeah, I could get the rename card from the Catoblepas card, but I'm not going to get one over the course of the game. I'm not going to be playing Triple Triad because the only reason I would play Triple Triad, really, is to get the Quistis, or / Kestis card. That one and maybe the Zell card. And in this game, there's no guarantee that the people you play against will actually use the cards that you want to win. So the Quistis card might come up 1 in 10 games, and I've had runs where the card that I want to see, yes, also because no fun allowed, where the card I really want to see hasn't come up like frickin' 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, and by the time it actually does come up, yeah, Quistis. The card doesn't come up, and then I'm just sitting there playing this card game over and over and over again, winning cards that I don't need. Also that I will get the Quistis card, which it gives you 2 sets of 100 triples, which is one of the best offensive pieces of magic you can get in the game, so that's excellent. But I'm going to be killing the brothers during this run, and they, just by beating them, you get a card that gives you 100 dinosaur bones, which turns into quake spells, which is like 50 or so, no, it's about 60 or 70% of what triple gives you. And I just get it over the course of the game without incurring that time penalty. So I'm not going to screw with it. Oh crap, I forgot to turn the game speed up. Oh, also, vibration on. I do have to feel it. This is true. Yep, the combat music in this game is pretty great. Screw you, Ifrit. There's no reason to set the timer in this first area to anything other than 10 minutes. If it takes you more than 10 minutes to get to the end of this place and kill Ifrit, you're playing the game wrong. Like, there's literally no reason for it. Go down. Just die. I don't really have a personal favorite combat music in this series. They're all quite good. Not bad for a human. Just join me. I wonder what Ifrit's life is like. Like, he just hangs out in this fire cavern and students come every couple of weeks to just kick his ass. I mean, it's like part of the test, like the seed exam, is to go into this dude's home in the center of a freaking lava cavern and beat his ass. And he just hangs out here. I guess, which raises another question, like, the Guardian Forces, can one Guardian Force be assigned to multiple people? Like, do they two-time?
Are they not exclusive? Are they in an open relationship?
I guess. Give me some limit break, please. He doesn't even hit hard enough to trigger my limit breaks. Yeah, this is adding extra time. I should have killed him in like a minute. I'm gonna need to dial up the game speed. Yeah, join me, you stupid fire demon. Okay. And the name for Ifrit. Oh, right, Xandor.
Get in there, Xandor.
Yes. Xandor. Okay. Don't... Yes, I know about junctioning elements. So, first boss down. 18 minutes. Not the pace I was hoping for, but it's fine. Okay. Now let me take care of this. Config. Camera movement, up. Battle speed, up. Battle message, up. Battle field message, up. Okay. Now everything will go faster. That's something important I should have done immediately. But it's not going to be a huge deal. It added a couple minutes. Luckily, I remembered it now. And now I'm going to go out of this godforsaken fire pit and get myself to the beach. And I'm going to kill some fish. If anyone checked out my YouTube channel at all, I did a couple of getting ready to do this speedrun videos. And I outlined some of the strategies that I'm using and some of the rationale behind them. And one of the big ones is now I gotta go fish farming. Farm-raised salmon. Land sharks.
Land shark.
The fish that live on Balam Beach is Fascillation Fs. They give you 3 AP a pop for killing them, which is ridiculously high, and they always come in pairs of 2. Ridiculously high for this part of the game. Like, most enemies give you 1, they each give you 3. And also they drop fish fins, which refine into 20 water spells, which is the best junctioning magic that you can get this early in the game. And they give you 20 each, so you need to get just 5 of them to deck out one of your characters with crazy extra power. And no one managed to have all that power. Stupid Buell. Yeah, one of the main problems with this game is just the length of animations. Like, I would love to use summons and GFs and magic and stuff like that, but quite simply put, it takes too darn long. The animations themselves.
Would you have a setting to...
No, you have no settings to cut that short.
Do it like all Final Fantasy.
Not in this one. Welcome to Final Fantasy VIII.
It's lame.
Yeah, it is lame. Junction Xandor, Franklin. I would ordinarily go after Fire Magic Refine, but I found that in this game, Thunder and Fire Magic Refine, I can wait a little bit on them, because I'm not going to be... yeah, FF9 does have a quick summon thing, but oddly enough, they made it so that in FF9, the quick version of the summons actually deal less damage than the full animation version. So it's actually, it incentivizes you to see the long animation if you want to maximize your damage output, which is just, like, they were so close to making it faster and making the game,
Better.
well, I wouldn't say better, like, back in the day, you wanted to see those animations because they look dope as shit, but for the speedrunning purposes and for stuff like that, like, you don't need to see it. There's actually an ability in FF9 called Boost that will cause all of your summons to be the full animation. Yep. Actually, Eco, the second summoner, her summons are mostly supportive rather than offensive. She's got, her offense mostly comes from casting Holy. Alright, so now I'm hunting fish. I'm going to want to get 10 fish fins, or 15 fish fins, so I can spread water spells across all my characters once I've got a full party. These things are actually kind of dangerous when the game speed is this high. They actually hit fairly hard for something this early in the game. And they've got very, very high health. High vitality, because they're underground. Once I get them to pop above ground, these little land piranhas, then they go down pretty easy. The trick is getting them to pop up. Get dead, you stupid fish. Kill this fish. Kill the next fish. And another advantage, the reason why I didn't grind the fish before going into the fire cavern, now I've got Strength Junction, so Squall, as soon as I start getting fish fins, I can immediately put them on Squall, and then these fights will go a little bit faster. So, once I unlock Ice Magic Refine, which will come after my next fight with some fish, I'll be able to just immediately junction Squall, and that should take care of my needs. Okay. Quistis has summon. Another alternative strategy for this is to have Squall try to pop the fish above ground, and then have Quistis constantly summoning Quetzalcoatl. I've tried that. I'm just afraid Quetzalcoatl takes a little bit longer than the limit break animation, so it might actually take a little more time. Kill these stupid fish. And a cool thing, later on in the game, you run into full-grown Vasculations, and they're actually not little land piranhas, they're gigantic land sharks. And they look the same when they're underground. So the whole land shark aesthetic gets taken to its natural extreme, which is pretty sweet. As you can see, this thing attacks really fast now. So I actually could die if one of these things attacked a couple of turns in a row. They have killed Squall before when I've done this. And this is the downside of using the limit break method. Squall is completely vulnerable. Ordinarily, if I was summoning, GFs in this game, summons in this game, take some time to show up. Like, you page them and they take their sweet time. And while they are coming in, they have a health bar, and all damage that would be dealt to the character that's summoning them is instead dealt to the summon, which lets you kind of protect one of your character's HP. You can sacrifice a summon to save your character, which is useful. But once your summon's dead, you can't summon it anymore. Makes sense. Okay, now my GFs. Darth Vader. Let's get you learning. Strength Junction. Hard strength. Plus 20%. Good. Alright, so now Squall is going to be hitting a lot harder, which should help speed up these fights even further. Now his limit break should deal closer to 100 damage per hit instead of 30, which, big jump. Another thing, the battle bars for characters, I don't believe fill while attack animations are happening. So once I input I'm inputting the attack command with Quistis first, so that I can mash the circle button with Squall, so that his limit break will come up. Yeah, look, now I can kill these things before they even pop out of the ground. I used to do it where I would farm these fish first and then kill Ifrit, but killing Ifrit takes so little effort that it's actually faster to just get the 20 AP from Ifrit and then farm these fish. And again, any questions, anything else, I am more than happy to answer. I've played the shit out of this game so many times. I've written extensively about it. I've put in some work. I've gone to the Final Fantasy VIII room. Gotten Final Fantasy VIII swole. I hate that term so much.
It's a good term.
It's not a good term.
It says what you mean.
It didn't say what you mean. It didn't mean anything until like a year ago. I feel like. Something worth mentioning about the limit breaks in Final Fantasy VIII. Once you input a limit break, the character who's performing the limit break basically jumps to the front of the action queue, which means that once you put in a limit break, that limit break is coming out. There is not much your opponent can do to stop it. Which means if you're low on health, try to chain as many limit breaks together as you can. If you happen to line up 2 limit breaks in a row, your characters will get to perform them one after another without the opportunity for your opponent to get in the middle and mess things up. Fish fins. Quistis. Okay, now I need 6 more fish fins. Card mod. Card mod is another huge thing that breaks this game. 6 more, stupid thing. Yeah, this game you can chain like every fight. It's not even challenging to chain limit breaks in this game. Die, 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 die. And then die one more time. But die this day, don't die now. I actually should have junctioned water to Quistis's limit. To Quistis's magic stat. I'll go ahead and do that after this fight. Her limit breaks are actually governed by her magic stat instead of her strength stat. So, while Squall becomes a Chop-O-Matic once you give him magic for his strength, Quistis becomes a hot laser beam death eye monster once you give her a magic boost. Alright, 5 more fish fins, and then I'm done farming. And this will be one of the last times I farm in the entire game, so you won't have to watch me killing a lot of one thing. Except I am getting the Tonberry summon, which is basically nothing but farming. But by that point, my character should be a lot stronger, so... Get my save on. Just in case. Save for safety. Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to try and chain limit breaks in any other games. Aren't the limit breaks just in... I mean, Oh, crap. Please tell me she's not overdriving as well. Okay. FF10 has overdrives, which is basically a limit break. FF7 has limit breaks. And then... I think you can, but the problem is you almost never have 2 people with a limit break available at the same time. Like, that's not a thing that happens, really. Okay, 3 more fish fins. And I'm living dangerously right now with my health. But both of my characters, as you can see, one-hit kill these little fish, so... It's not a huge threat, as long as one of them gets to act. Also, these fish don't really hit hard enough to kill my dudes, so in one hit, so chances are I'll get at least 1 limit break off. Alright, hopefully this will be the last fight I need to do. Another thing to mention about the Final Fantasy VIII limit breaks. As you can see, I am busting them out every time because as long as you are low on health in Final Fantasy VIII, you can use limit breaks. You can just keep busting them out. So, as long as my characters are low on health, or status affected, or both of their teammates are dead, it will raise something called a crisis level. And as long as your crisis level is, I believe it goes like 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, as long as it's high enough, you can actually just use limit breaks. Alright, and that's it. I'm done grinding. I've got my 5 extra fish fins, which will equip my 3rd character with 100 water spells. I'm not going to bother reviving Quistis because she is not going to be involved in the next bit of combat that I have to do. Let me just double check to make sure I've got enough fish fins. Yep. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get out of here. Okay. And, oh crap. Now, I believe I need to go... Don't tell me about healing my GF. I don't need to. I'm never going to summon them. Get to the 1st floor lobby. I'll draw some cure spells just in case. It seems like everyone in the chat is familiar with how magic works in Final Fantasy VIII, so if you have any questions, like, I'll mention it, but some of this stuff is pretty basic if you've played this game before. Now I'm just going to be hanging out in the garden for a bit. Oh, the plant-based naming conventions in Final Fantasy VIII. And the stream's coming out okay? Everything's looking alright? No technical weirdness? Alright, time to go to the dormitory. Change Squall into his uniform. And then it's time for the seed exam. Boom. I'm not going to do very well on the seed exam, because I am not going to grind, like, you need to kill like 100 enemies in this game to frickin' ace the seed exam. You have to kill like 100 random enemies, you have to escape Dalit really fast, you can kill XATM to get 100 bonus points, but it's not, that's not something that I plan on doing. I mean, that I do plan on doing, but you need to also avoid XATM.
How many viewers do you see, Joe?
How many viewers? I'm not looking at my hitbox
What's the
channel.
chat that you're in?
I'm in the explosiveruns.com IRC chat.
Okay.
Go to explosiveruns.com. That's where we're taking donations. Here comes Zell, everyone's favorite hyperactive teen. No, there's actually no way to wear this uniform for the entire game. It's my favorite of all the uniforms. Actually, I like the Seed uniform quite a bit as well. It's actually a,
That $1 million smile, though.
yeah, and he's got the Mike Tyson face tattoo. I don't
He
know.
sure does.
Don't know why they decided that was a good idea. I guess this game came out at a weird time. They actually went ahead and made the Squall extra uniforms his alternate costumes for Final Fantasy Dissidia. So you can actually play as Seed, Squall, and Dissidia, which is, I guess that's cool. Quistis is finishing Squall's sentences. It's so cute. They're just 2 peas in a pod. I'm not gonna go ahead and spoil. I'm not gonna spoil what's gonna happen later on with all these characters. But right now they're all
really
flirty.
don't know.
They're probably gonna end up together because she just knows him so well. There's the disciplinary committee. How are you doing in Ocarina?
Fighting Goma now.
I've never played Ocarina of Time, so
What?
yeah, I know.
I never played Final Fantasy VIII, so.
I mean, that's more acceptable, I would say. I'm at the part of the run where I mash X a whole bunch. I just want to point something out the next time Cypher is facing the camera. I used to pronounce it Cypher.
Cypher?
I pronounced a whole bunch of... Oh, here's Robin Williams.
Oh, hey, Robin Williams. What's up, dude?
Hey, Digital Robin Williams.